normally is very exciting. Yeah, woo. But the Eagles are in the unique situation where they're in the playoffs and no one feels good about it at all because they were expected to be in the playoffs, but they were expected to be in the playoffs in much better shape than they are. So it just feels like a huge letdown and we're all scared.
They were expected to be in the number 1 seed. And then when that fell through because the Niners just became really good, they were like, oh, we'll win the NFC East. We'll get that 2 seed. And now we're the 5 seed.
Yeah, they've lost 5 of their last 6. Things are not looking good. Before we get into that, just anything interesting happening in your life, Luke? I don't want to necessarily start with just like the Eagles suck. So let's kind of ease ourselves into it. How's your break been? You get a month-long break from college. You're back in your room. So
yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed getting to be home, getting to work, and just getting to, I don't know, do stuff around here with family and friends. But I'm also excited and ready to go back. I was looking at some of the IM sports for back at school in the spring when I go back. They've got IM cornhole, so I'm for sure playing cornhole when I go back to school.
Nice.
No doubt. But yeah, I'm excited to head back. It started with my second semester. And yeah, college flies by. I didn't realize it, but it flies.
Mm-hmm. It does. Yeah. That I'm excited to hear the intramural cornhole stories because I don't know if we've talked about it much on the podcast. Luke is very good at cornhole. Not sure. Yeah. I don't know how much we've talked about that.
I don't want to toot my own horn. They're not too bad.
I think there's gonna be some good stories of cornhole domination. So I'm excited to hear about those. Yeah. Nice. My break was pretty good. Went by fast. Break always goes so fast. But it was my longest break that I've had in my time at Full Sail. Longest break that I will have in my time at Full Sail, 3 weeks. So that was nice. Yeah, I got back. The break was good. And then I said I wanted to start off a little more positive, but I have a negative story to share. I flew back to Florida on Saturday. My classes started on Monday. So I get back Saturday like 6:00. And I had to move out of my apartment complex, but I'm staying in an Airbnb the last 4 months before I graduate. And there was somebody at the Airbnb at the time that I left for Christmas break. So I moved all my stuff out, kept it at a fellow sportscaster's house. And so it was just like there in between. So I get picked up from the airport, go to, not by another friend who, is in sportscasting. So not the person who lives there. They've all been on the podcast. I don't know why the people who listen know who they are. Connor Dixon, Alex Sackett's apartment. Elijah picked me up, brought me over. And so I have half of the stuff in my car, half of it in their apartment. So the plan was just like to move some of it and then do the rest the next day. Go to start my car, and it doesn't start because something got like left on. I still don't know what it was, a light or something got left on inside my car over the whole break, and so that obviously killed the battery. So then Elijah and I had to he went with me, but I got jumper cables from Vance Auto Parts. We jumped the car. I very cautiously drove back myself to Advanced Auto Parts to have them test the battery. It was completely dead, so they had to replace it. By that point, I think it's like 8:30, maybe 9 p.m. Still haven't moved any of my stuff at all. And then replaced the battery, drove over to the Airbnb, and then unloaded my stuff, went to bed. So that was a fun first 3-ish hours. As soon as I got back to Florida, it was I don't even know the word stressful, I guess, but
Yeah,
yeah,
chaotic.
it's a nice peaceful break, no schoolwork, just hanging out with friends and family. It's a good time, and then boom, back in Florida. Just yeah, really got smacked in the face.
Now let me interject here. You said you went to Advanced Auto Parts and bought jumper cables.
Correct.
You mean to tell me you did not have any in your car?
No, sir.
And you mean to tell me that your father, I know your dad, did not send you down to Florida with jumper cables?
That's correct. Yeah, he did.
I've-
He did. He gave me like a kit that we both, when I referenced it, because I had called him and I was like, that car kit you gave me, do you remember if it had jumper cables or not? And we were both like, I don't remember. It did not. So he did equip me with some stuff, but not jumper cables.
That thoroughly surprises me. He really strikes me as the kind of guy that would have sent you with jumper cables.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
hey, check
You
the
gotta
comment
figure it out,
section,
so.
because he'll for sure comment on this. Why no jumper cables, Dad? What happened?
Yeah.
Nothing. Just make it his fault. But now I have them. So
That's good. Yeah,
there. Do you have jumper cables in your car right now?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had to use them?
Actually, yes.
Oh, when?
Not for my car.
Okay.
For a coworker's car.
Nice.
It wouldn't start after work, and so I jumped it.
Nice. Yeah. It feels like a very like I don't know about mature, but like it feels like kind of an adulting. It's like if you've jumped
Yeah.
you jump, but I hadn't jumped a car before, but now that I have, it feels like kind of like it's like a badge. Like I have jumped a car
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that Parker could jump a car?
No.
Like you got the two cars there, you hand them to Parker.
No. He would probably explode something.
0%.
Because I mean, I don't know. You gotta put the things on the right things. You gotta put the prongs on.
Yeah. Yeah. I would give Parker a 10% chance, I think,
Okay.
of
fair.
executing it properly.
Yeah.
That was another thing, was the
Oh, there's the story for you.
what?
I wish Parker was here to tell it, but I could tell it.
What's this? What?
So on this past Saturday, family friend of ours had there was a funeral, and
Interesting start.
our family went and the Wolves went. I actually didn't end up going. I had something going on, but so pretty much this was the Saturday here where it snowed like a decent amount, and so they're coming home from the funeral. My dad is behind Parker, and they're going up this hill. And so my dad's car, it's got 4-wheel drive, gets up the hill fine, slowly but surely. Parker gets completely stuck on the hill, cannot get up the hill. So what ends up happening is my dad has to get to the top, get out of his car, come back down the hill. Mind you, he's wearing like nice clothes because he was at a funeral, and ends up having to push Parker's car up the hill. So like what he ended up doing was like he got in the driver's seat at first to see if he could try and get it up the hill, like get into a lower gear and get it up the hill. And he said it was not working. But this is also the funny part of it is when my dad got in Parker's car, he's like, I think there were about 6 like warning lights on his dashboard that were on. He's like, the check engine light was on, the change oil light was on, the tire light was on. He's like, I kid you not, I think there were 4 or 5 lights that were on his dashboard. Like he needs to get that car checked out. And anyway, so my dad, Nadia Walter, who graduated with you, she was also there. I guess she had gone. And so she got out as well. She got in the front seat, and Parker and my dad were like pushing this car up a hill. She's steering the car. I think a neighbor from nearby came out and then starts helping as well.
Wow. Team effort.
But yeah, really.
Oh, I wish Parker were here to defend himself. We're like, Parker can't jump a car. Parker's car needs checked in all these ways. But wow. Man, I thought you were gonna say that they like had to like your dad's car had to like pull Parker's car up, but that just straight
I don't think
pushing
my dad's
it.
car could have pulled Parker's car up.
That's
It was able to
impressive.
get off on its own. I don't think it would have pulled another car.
Wow. I wish I could have
Yeah.
seen that. That sounds like it was quite the scene.
It sounds kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh man. That was another thing about the I don't know something you said reminded me of. When we jumped my car, the like intruder alarm went off. Like turning it on, the intruder alarm was already going off, like as soon as it turned on. So that was also a thing. We're in the middle of this like apartment complex parking lot, turn it on, right in our faces. So I like had to jump in the driver's seat, and I don't even remember what I did to get it to turn on or off. But so another thing that I'm not sure about, like, had the alarm gone off?
Maybe somebody broke into your car and left the light on, and then
the alarm kept going, and that killed the battery.
Yeah,
I don't know. If somebody broke into my car, then I didn't even notice what they took. So,
was there anything valuable in your car other than the car itself?
I mean, I had half of my stuff in there packed.
Oh,
I only unloaded half of it.
Did they take anything?
No, I think everything was still in there. So
well, then I guess they either didn't break into your car, or I don't know.
But yeah, man, that's really too bad Parker wasn't here for that story. But oh well. Okay, now I think we can talk about the Eagles. Do you want to just like preview the game first, or do you want to do?
What if we have like a crying session?
Okay, that would be one way to go about it. You take the lead on that. How would we make that happen?
I don't think we actually have to.
Okay, good. I was a little concerned there. Like, just like air out our grievances. We need like a therapy couch to lie on and just like all the things that are wrong with the Eagles. Unfortunately, we don't have. I have my bed back here. I could like.
I have my bed back here.
Lay. Just it wouldn't be good visually, but just like lay on our beds and just say all the things wrong with the Eagles. Overview. They're playing the Bucs Monday night. I'm gonna try to get this episode out either Sunday evening or Monday morning. So either they're playing the Bucs today or tomorrow. The Bucs won the NFC South, which sounds cool. They won their division, but it's the worst division in football, so it's really not that impressive. The Bucs are led by Luke's favorite quarterback, Baker Mayfield. So I wish I could watch the game.
My most fearful part is that Baker is questionable going into this game. If he doesn't play, we will lose. If he plays, we will win.
What? Who's the Bucs backup?
I don't know.
Is that your official prediction? If Baker plays, the Eagles win. If he doesn't, they lose.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Baker's backup is better than Baker. So.
Okay. Gotcha. I wish I could watch this game with you because I think it's going to be so entertaining just to see like the confusion in your brain of like Baker Mayfield stinks. He's your least favorite quarterback and he's playing against the Eagles.
Trask.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we knew that. They were in a quarterback battle at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So you trust Kyle Trask over Baker Mayfield?
Obviously.
Okay. But yeah, of course I always wish I could watch games with you, Luke. Not saying that, but this one specifically, I think would just be extra entertaining because it's the Eagles and Baker Mayfield, and I just think that dynamic is going to be really fun.
2 years ago when the Eagles played the Bucs in a wild card game and lost.
Yep.
But that was to Tom Brady, so it was reasonable.
That was actually we did a whole episode.
I was watching the game.
I forget what number it was, but literally one of our episodes, if you guys go back to, I guess 2 years ago, was just us sitting in the Paglia's basement watching the game and getting mad because not much went right that game. The Eagles were in it for like the first quarter maybe, but the Bucs were way too good for them. The play that I remember from that game was the Jalen Reagor muffed punt. That was
Oh my gosh.
that was the one
I
that
do
stuck
remember
with me. Was that Jalen Reagor's
Jalen
last game
Reagor, the
with the
worst
Eagles?
quarterback. No, not quarterback. Worst wide receiver to ever play the game. What was your question?
That was Jalen Reagor's last game with the Eagles, right?
Yeah, then he got traded to the Vikings.
Yeah, end of an era.
Thank
Because then, yeah, we went to the Super Bowl. All they had to do was get rid of Jalen Reagor, and then boom, Super Bowl.
And
none of the
now
other
we're good.
moves mattered.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, Jalen Reagor was the problem.
yeah, definitely. So that I never really thought about that, but yeah. So the last time the Eagles played the Bucs in the playoffs did not go well. The Bucs had Tom Brady. The Eagles had Jalen Reagor. So
So
um,
trade-offs. Now we don't, and they don't have Tom Brady. So.
yeah. The Eagles also played the Bucs in Week 3 this year, which doesn't really feel like it means anything now because the Eagles don't feel like they did then. The Eagles won that game. DeAndre Swift had over 100 rushing yards. It was an amazing game for him. A.J. Brown also had over 100 receiving yards. He's out for this game.
Unfortunately, A.J. Brown will not be playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or whenever this game is played.
A.J. Brown will not be
Whenever
playing Monday night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that
I said
that
tomorrow
sucks.
as if they play tomorrow anyway.
right now they do not.
There's no tomorrow in this.
But yeah, it in hindsight, it definitely was not a good idea to play the starters against the Giants last week. People are going to crush Sirianni for that. But they also would have crushed him if the Commanders somehow beat the Cowboys. I know it's not likely, and it was 38-10, and looking back at it now, it's simple, but at the time, that's just he couldn't risk the Commanders even potentially winning, and the Eagles don't play their starters. So I understand why he did start them. But yeah, the guys always get injured at MetLife, and so you can kind of see it.
Jalen and AJ getting hurt, it just was not the right choice.
Yeah. So Jalen's going to play through a finger injury. AJ Brown will not play. If the Eagles move on, he'll be able to play in the divisional round, but obviously it hurts not having him for a playoff game. That's pretty important. So AJ Brown's out.
Jalen for Devontae Smith game.
And isn't he banged up too, Devontae Smith? Because he's
but he's playing.
He's playing. He's probably not 100%, but yeah.
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, that takes me into
Julio Jones.
I mean, Julio Jones had a great game against the Cardinals. Olamide Zaccheaus had a great game against the Bucs in Week 3 when the Eagles played them.
Yeah. Jones also had a great game against No, never mind. Yeah, Cardinals. That's the game. He had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was his only great game because that was the only game he had like more than 1 catch, I think.
Yeah.
Let's go into positive spin then. My first positive spin, Jalen Hurts' finger injury might be helpful for the Eagles because maybe it will finally force the coaching staff to simplify things for him. Maybe try to scheme guys open more. It feels like the biggest difference, and I don't know enough about schemes. I'm not going to pretend I know as much as these guys. But just it feels like one of the bigger differences from last year is that guys aren't getting schemed open. There's never anyone wide open. Hurts is having to like make these tough throws all the time. So maybe his finger getting hurt will, one, force them to try to get more creative and scheme some easy plays for him to get good completions. And then 2, also with play calling, maybe it forces them to run with DeAndre Swift and Kenneth Gainwell more because I feel like all season people have been wanting them to run the ball more and they've been good at it all year. So, and they ran all over the Bucs in Week 3 when they played. So the finger injury, obviously not ideal, but I'm hoping the positive spin is maybe it'll kind of shift the play calling mindset where they don't want to force Hurts to try to do too much at all.
In a similar way, hopefully the injury to A.J. Brown and the fact that he's not playing will also force more of that because they don't have their wide receiver one who they can just throw a jump ball to and he'll make a play on it. They have to force other things to happen, whether it's, like you said, scheming guys open or running the ball more, or I don't know. They don't have A.J. Brown out there. Nobody else is going to make the kind of catches that he makes. So they have to force other things to happen, and they can't just rely on him making a jump ball catch every time.
And that, again, might also promote more creativity with the schemes and the play calling of, like, we can't just have, A.J. Brown go deep or run a post or a slant. Like, we got to kind of design some more stuff. And, hopefully Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, they're still great. Like, you can definitely run offenses through those guys. But you've got one of the best offensive lines in the league. DeAndre Swift has been amazing this year. So it doesn't have to, it's definitely not going to be a pretty win. If there's one thing that I feel very confident in, is that the Eagles are not going to come in and light it up and be like, wow, they look amazing. Like, it's not going to be it's not going to be a pretty game. It's going to be ugly.
Hey,
they can win ugly games.
We've put ourselves in a position. Here's another positive thing. We've put ourselves in a position to be underdogs, even again.
That was my next.
The Buccaneers, and the Eagles as underdogs are the best version of the Eagles. So,
the last time the Eagles came into the playoffs this low and this, undervalued, this much of the last time the Eagles came into the playoffs as this big of underdogs was when they won the Super Bowl. They came in as the top seed, and the Falcons were favored to beat them as the lower seed. And they won an ugly game against the Falcons, 15-10. So that, I feel like that would be a similar thing to this week, where it's probably going to be really ugly, but if they can grind out a win and just make it to the next game, that's all that really matters. And then they hit their stride. They destroyed the Vikings. They went to the Super Bowl. That one is a little bit different because they had the bye week when they won the Super Bowl. So that definitely helped out. This time, they're going to have to win an extra game in order to get to the Super Bowl. But they play well as underdogs. And the last time that they were struggling this much coming into the playoffs, they were able to flip a switch. It wasn't in the first game, but in the second game of the playoffs, some sort of switch flipped. I don't know what. And so that's always possible with this team. I don't know how they do it.
It needs to happen now, because second round of the playoffs, we got to play the Niners?
Probably the Niners, maybe the Cowboys.
Yeah,
one of the two best teams in the NFC.
So we're gonna have to play a team that embarrassed us. Come out with a fire and win that game.
So,
but hey, you're gonna win on Monday.
I was gonna say not to look past the Bucs, because we are still worried about that game. But it doesn't take much to get momentum in the playoffs. Like, not even a whole game. You have a good second half, and you win a game, you've got momentum in the playoffs. That's all it takes. So the Eagles are still. They've looked so bad the last 6 weeks, but they're still talented enough that, something could click, something could happen that they suddenly turn it on. And I don't know what it is. I don't know how, but it's possible. So that was those were my two positive spins. You want to play a game? Well, kind of a game. You want to help me make a bingo card?
Yeah.
Kind of a game. So I've made a bingo card that has 25 spaces on it, like a bingo card, free space in the middle. And basically we're gonna create this and then we'll post it and stuff. And so you guys, while you're watching the Eagles game, you can also be looking at the bingo card and like look out for these things, and then we'll fill out the spaces. You know how bingo works. So I broke it up into columns just so that we're not just like coming up with. We need to come up with 24 things to put in these spaces. I broke it up into like groups. Each column is like a category, kind of like Jeopardy. Just so that we can kind of like, it kind of helps our brainstorming. Like, okay, we're thinking of this. So the first column I have is touchdowns by either the Eagles or the Bucs. So, yeah, I feel like I explained how this works. Like, we're gonna put events or like things that could happen in the game on this bingo card, and then see what actually happens in the game. So, I think an easy lock for our first one is Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown.
1-yard rush touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do we want to have a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown, or do you want to put a tush push touchdown?
Do we want it? How specific do we want it?
That's the question.
I'm fine with doing tush push touchdown. I think the more specific, the better.
Almost guaranteed a rushing touchdown, but tush push is a little more specific of a rush, so it's up to you.
Okay, I think the more specific, the better. So let's do Jalen Hurts tush push touchdown. Okay. So we've got that. Do you think Baker Mayfield throws a passing touchdown?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's do a Baker Mayfield passing touchdown.
Do you think Mike Evans has a touchdown that's greater than 15 yards?
My optimism says Darius Slay can lock him down, but man, Mike Evans is really good, and our secondary has been very bad. So, yeah, let's do Mike Evans. Let's do 10+ yard touchdown.
Okay.
How
many more do we need in this category?
2.
Okay. Kenneth Gainwell rushing touchdown.
Oh, that's a. I like that.
Because usually Swift gets a lot.
You would think,
but if I clear the goal line, Gainwell is going to get it.
All right, I like that one. Kenneth Gainwell. Let's do just Kenneth Gainwell touchdown in general, rushing or receiving.
Okay.
Kenneth Gainwell touchdown. And then a defensive touchdown by either team. I don't think that's going to happen, actually.
But if you go similar to Mike Evans, Devontae Smith plus or 10+ yard touchdown.
Okay, let's do that. 10+. All right, so that's the touchdown category. Next, just offensive plays in general. Do you think Baker Mayfield throws a pick?
Yes.
Okay.
I will put all my money on it.
Okay. So Baker Mayfield interception.
A Wildcat QB play.
Oh, that's specific. Okay. By either team?
Yeah.
All right. I like that. That's fun. Wildcat. At any point.
I don't think it happens. I don't think the Eagles' offensive scheme is creative enough, but hey, Billy Philly.
Okay. I like that. Do we think that DeAndre Swift will have a run of over 20 yards? If he breaks one?
Did you say Jalen Hurts?
DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift. A 20+ yard run?
Yes, I think he can get a 20+ yard run. I think it's
Okay. All right, we need 2 more offensive plays that will happen. Let's see. Do we want another positive or negative? Because Jalen Hurts turnover also came into my mind. We already have Baker Mayfield interception.
Jalen Hurts fumble. I feel like you got to put it in there.
With his finger. Do you want to do Jalen Hurts fumble or just turnover in general?
I'd say do fumble.
Okay. Jalen Hurts fumble. Not necessarily like lost to the defense. Like the Eagles could recover it. Just a fumble.
Just a fumble, yeah.
At some point. Okay. And then let's do one more positive to balance it out. What's an offensive? What do we have? DeAndre. I would like to nominate Dallas Goedert stiff arm happens at some point.
Yes. But does it have to be an effective stiff arm or just a
just a stiff arm where he's running in the open field and stiff arm? Because dude, it scares me. I feel like it happens every other game. Dallas Goedert stiff arms somebody and they just like grab his arm and tackle him like this.
I know.
And I hate it.
He's going to get hurt again.
It's so scary. Next category, there's a free space in this column. So we only need 4 types of defensive plays. Let's pick an Eagle to get a sack. Which Eagle do we think will get a sack?
Jalen Carter sack.
Okay. Go with that. Jalen Carter.
Or do you want to go with Hassan Reddick? I feel like Hassan Reddick is more likely.
I would agree. Yeah, if we're trying to play more likely, Hassan Reddick's the safer bet.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll do Hassan Reddick sack. Okay. Do we think that there will be pass interference called on a certain player on either defense?
I mean, I'm sure there will probably be pass interference at some point.
Yeah. Is there a certain defensive back we think? I'll pick a player. Antoine Winfield Jr.
I was gonna pick him to have a pick.
Bucs safety. Oh, okay. We can do that.
But you can pick him for pass interference.
We'll do both. Antoine Winfield Jr. pass interference and pick.
All right, now let's pick one more for the Eagles.
Okay, one more for the Eagles.
Breed Blankenship hit stick.
Oh, okay. How are we defining hit stick?
No, I know that one's hard to define.
That would be fun.
When he hits people hard.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Oh, we could go. I don't know. That might not be a good one. I was gonna say like Jalen Carter forced fumble or something like that.
That's pretty specific.
Yeah,
wait.
that's why that'd be a hard one.
Hold on.
I've had a few. But...
I just realized I forgot. The next column was type of penalties, so I'm gonna put Antoine Winfield Jr. pass interference in that column. So we still have 2 for types of defensive plays. You want us to just say like Eagles D lineman forces fumble?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Eagles D line forced fumble.
We think this is going to be a sloppy game based on these.
Yeah.
Which we did say it was going to be ugly. So, yeah. This indicates that an ugly game.
What if we go like what if we go like James Bradbury like 25 plus yard reception allowed?
Oh, yeah. James, yes. Yeah. Or we could, yeah. James. 20-plus yard catch. I forgot. I would like to go back to offensive plays. I am going to replace Dallas Goedert stiff arm with Eagles wide receiver screen. Because that's just like a guaranteed, like we know we're going to get a square.
Eagles wide receiver screen with Julio Jones on 3rd and 20.
Or Eagles wide receiver screen on 3rd down. Let's do that.
With Julio Jones, and it's 3rd and really long. All our wide receivers. Why are you running with Julio Jones? Man, like ancient.
Do you want to replace Wildcat play with Jalen Hurts quarterback draw on third down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're just roasting the Eagles' offensive scheme.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of it deserves to be roasted at this point. So
Yeah.
okay. So we've got our defense now. Types of penalties. We have Antoine Winfield Jr. pass interference. Who's an Eagles?
Roughing the passer. All in it.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield gets roughed.
Gets roughed. Yeah. Not Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Big roughing passer.
So I'll say roughing the passer on Eagles defense. Let's pick an Eagles offensive lineman to give a holding penalty to, because I feel like that's a safe one. All right. Sorry, Landon. I didn't say it. Luke did. It's his fault. Okay. So then two more types of penalties. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that. Or I mean, I don't, but like, yeah.
No, but yeah. We have 3 negative ones to the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
And 1 negative one to the Bucs.
Yeah.
Gotta pick one more on the Bucs.
How about a delay of game on the Bucs? That's kind of like a random,
Okay.
but possible.
Although it's at their home field, I feel like that's kind of unlikely.
If they mismanage the clock somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then the last column is just a wild card, miscellaneous, just anything that happens in this game. Yeah, could be something.
Jake Elliott, 50-plus yard field goal.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Jake Elliott, 50-plus yard field goal. That's a good one. It's perfect for the wild card. What about a muffed punt in honor of Jalen Reagor? Will a punt get muffed in this game?
Brandon Mann, punt inside the 10.
Okay. There we go. Let's put that here. Man, punt, inside 10. Okay, 2 more.
Baker Mayfield
special
starts altercation between players.
Or let's just do a fight. Just a fight happens.
Just a fight. Okay.
Fight / scrum. Or skirmish. Fight / skirmish.
A scrum, I believe, is a rugby play.
Yeah. There's always a scrum on the tush push. Okay, so a fight / skirmish. Jake Elliott, 50-yard field goal. Man punt inside the 10. A punt gets muffed. Do we think either coach throws his headset or throws something?
We could go throws a challenge flag.
Ooh, a play gets challenged. Or
red flag. Red flag gets thrown.
Let's.
Challenge flag.
I feel like that will happen. How about a successful challenge?
Okay, we can do that. But I mean, like, obviously all plays get challenged. All scoring plays, all turnovers, all get challenged.
Well, they get reviewed.
I guess. Yeah.
Not necessarily a challenge. Okay, we can say a coach. Coach.
Because I feel like in the crucial moment, they're automatically getting reviewed anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, outside of that.
That's true. We'll go with that. Coach throws challenge flag. Okay, so for the people listening, a quick rundown of what we have on the bingo board. I would highly recommend watching because I'll throw this up on the screen. Also, follow us on social media because we'll post this on socials and then you guys can look at it while the game is happening and play along. We've got on our bingo board these are things that we believe are going to happen in the Eagles-Bucs game. So, a Jalen Hurts. Here, wait, let me put this. Okay. These are the things that we believe will happen during Eagles-Bucs. Jalen Hurts push TD, a Baker Mayfield passing TD, a Mike Evans 10-plus yard touchdown, a Kenneth Gainwell touchdown, a Devontae Smith 10-plus yard touchdown. I think we would take all of those things happening because that's 3 touchdowns for the Eagles, and Baker passing touchdown and Mike Evans 10-plus yard could be 1. So technically, you think about that, that could be 3 touchdowns for the Eagles, 1 for the Bucs if it plays out like that. Because these things are all going to happen. We have Baker Mayfield throws a pick, Jalen Hurts quarterback draw on 3rd down, DeAndre Swift 20-plus yard run, Jalen Hurts fumble, and Eagles wide receiver screen on 3rd down. Not the most positive category, but we have Hassan Reddick gets a sack, Antoine Winfield Jr. gets a pick, free space, you're welcome everyone. Eagles D-line forces a fumble, and James Bradbury allows a 20-plus yard catch. Then we have roughing the passer is called at some point on the Eagles defense. Landon Dickerson gets a holding penalty. Jason Kelsey false starts. Antoine Winfield Jr. gets pass interference called on him. And there's a delay of game called on the Bucs. I'm kind of regretting saying pass interference on Antoine Winfield because safeties don't get pass interference called on them as much. But hey, who knows? Maybe it's a deep ball. And then we have Jake Elliott hits a 50-plus yard field goal. We're saying he makes a 50-plus yard field goal, right?
Yeah.
Not just the attempts.
Yes,
makes.
obviously.
Okay, let me specify that. Jake Elliott makes a 50-plus yard field goal. There is a fight or skirmish at some point. Braden Mann with a punt inside the 10. A punt gets muffed, and a coach throws a challenge flag. I feel pretty good about that. I think 5 of those things could happen in the same column or diagonally or the same row. I think we can get bingo. I'm pretty confident. I'll give us a 90%.
I'm excited to like follow it now. I hope we get it.
Exactly. We gotta try to get bingo. I'm gonna give us a 75% chance of getting bingo because I think we were pretty specific, but like there's some things that are definitely gonna happen. Yeah, we don't do sports gambling. This is our version of sports gambling, is making a bingo card and then seeing what happens on it. It's much more tame, but so I will post this bingo card so you guys have it. You can play along during the game. And we might have to do that more in the future because that was pretty fun. That's a good way for like someone who's maybe not as invested in the game as us. If they have the bingo card, it kind of like helps you pay attention a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's also not, I don't want to say easy, but I feel like it's easy in football. There's a lot that can happen in football.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you can make a bingo card for football and baseball easily. Basketball, it would be a little tougher. Yeah. Like basketball, you might have to do some like end of game things, like this person scores 20 points and like you don't know until then.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there's enough like plays specifically in basketball that you could do it with, but maybe we'll try. We'll see for a Sixers game or something.
Yeah.
Or Phillies. I think that could be fun. Or maybe now I'm getting ahead of myself, but maybe this is a thing that we do if we like go to a game together again at some point. We like make a bingo card for the game we're going to. We could have done that for the Phillies spring training game, and we could have had Trey Turner gets a hit on our card, and we would have gotten it. But
oh
well. All right, we've been going for 45 minutes. Let's wrap this up. Just hitting the headlines quick. There's been a lot of coaching headlines because I don't know if they all planned this. I don't know what happened, but somehow in the span of about 48 hours, Pete Carroll stepped down from coaching the Seahawks. He's staying with the Seahawks, but he won't be the head coach. And then Nick Saban left Alabama, and Bill Belichick left the Patriots. So just bombshell after bombshell of these head coaches who are legends leaving their teams.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw pictures after Nick Saban left Alabama. Outside, there's a statue of him, and they like enshrined it. They basically made it look like he died.
Oh,
Like,
people like put
you know how,
flowers
like,
and stuff?
No, like
Or
you have
what does
to look at
enshrined?
pictures. I think, yeah, like I don't know if you go on, it might have been ESPN's Instagram or something like that.
I'll pull it
Like, I gotta find the picture, but people basically were putting flowers and his favorite things and like.
Okay, yeah. They were putting
everything.
stuff around. Yeah. Wow. So it looked like he died. That's amazing.
So funny. It wasn't ESPN. It might have been Sports Center.
Just because he left.
That's the thing. I always see these posts, and then I never know who posts them. So I feel like check like 15,000 different sports accounts to like figure out who posted what.
Oh yeah, wow. This is crazy. They
Do you
put
see the
so
pictures?
much stuff. Also, this statue doesn't really look as much like him as I was expecting. But anyway, you want to hear a list of some of the strangest items that were left at the statue?
I think I've seen this, but yeah.
Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies,
Yep.
empty bottles of wine. I don't know why empty ones. A wooden mallard, a bag of ice, a single slice of pizza, a handwritten sign that said, "Well done, good and faithful servant. The day of your reward is coming." That's kind of misquoting the Bible out of context. A half-eaten bag of Bucky's sour candy belts. I feel like that might not have been left there. I think that was just somebody who had their snack and didn't want to finish it, and they were gonna litter and just be like, "I'll throw it here." But then they saw a pile of stuff, and they were like, "Oh, I can discreetly toss this in here," because they couldn't find a trash can. That definitely wasn't intentionally left there for Nick. A pillow shaped like lips. A coffee mug that says "World's Best Boss" from Michael Scott. A small pumpkin. I like how they specified that. Not just any pumpkin. A small pumpkin was left there. A Target gift card. A cake. And cash. Really just a couple dollar bills scattered across the assortment of items. So again, probably I don't know if the cash was intentionally left there. That sounds like it just got like swept up within the group. But
people made it like, you know how
That's-
like, you know, when someone like passes away, they'll make like a little like, you know,
yeah, they like
to
leave
commemorate them.
generally flowers.
You
and
would-
stuff.
Yeah, you would have thought he died.
Oh, I mean, Nick Saban, the head coach, kind of did. He in leaving. Wow, that's crazy. Oh man, they love college football down in the South. So, I guess, yeah. So yeah, the crazy Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. I don't know. I feel like it's like well known amongst like bigger sports fans, but like some people might not know. Bill Belichick and Nick Saban have been like linked. They're close friends. Like they've been together for like decades coaching.
Interesting.
They I don't even know how far back they go. They go back farther than this, but when Bill Belichick was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns back in the day before the Browns became the Ravens, he had known Nick Saban from something else before and brought Nick Saban on to his Browns coaching staff. That coaching staff that he assembled on the Browns was like crazy good. But yeah, so like they've been really good friends since then. Like they and their wives like hang out and
they are really, really old.
They are both over 70.
It's crazy.
It is.
They coached for the Baltimore Browns.
Well,
Or I guess they were the Cleveland.
They were the Cleveland Browns, and then But yeah, I think they're pretty similar ages, and Nick Saban looks way better for his age than Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
No offense, but kind of yeah. Now I gotta look up the age difference. Maybe we can end on this. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think the difference is? Just like NFL versus college, the age process.
Maybe it's more stressful in the NFL.
I don't know. And I mean, Bill does live in New England, and Saban lives in Alabama.
Yeah.
So okay, Bill Belichick is 71. Yeah, I think Nick Saban is like 70. 72. So Nick Saban is a year older than Bill Belichick.
That's crazy.
But looks way better for his age. That honestly, good for Nick Saban to look that good at 72. I didn't think we were going to be analyzing their looks, but I guess I don't know. Maybe his job is a little less both of their jobs are stressful, but
yeah, I guess Alabama's less stressful than the Patriots.
I guess, yeah, like maybe.
I wonder if since Tom Brady left, the past like 3 years have just aged Bill Belichick like tenfold.
That's honestly probably true. Yeah, I think it might be just like during the season. If Saban needs to take some time off, he can probably just like go relax by the lake and it's 60 degrees. Meanwhile, if Belichick wants to relax, it's 10 degrees and snowing.
Yeah,
maybe that. Yeah, you think?
I don't know. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure Belichick doesn't get as much sunlight as Saban.
Yeah,
I feel like Massachusetts is like cloudy.
Definitely not. Yeah, Saban's getting way more sun, so that probably has something to do with it. Yeah.
Wow. The Steelers-Bills game just got flexed to 4:30 p.m. on Monday
because of the weather.
Snow.
Wow.
They issued a state of emergency, and the game got moved.
So it was supposed to be tonight, Saturday night.
Was it? I didn't know if it was
or Sunday or Sunday at 1. Yeah, sorry. Tonight is Chiefs Dolphins. Yeah. So we only have one Sunday game now. We have 2 on Saturday, and then we have, oh boy, Packers Cowboys gets Sunday all to itself. No, that can't be right. Hold on. I'm missing this up.
Don't the Browns play tomorrow?
No, the Browns Texans and Dolphins Chiefs is today. And then
those are both going to be great games. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to watch both those games.
Dude, that's the playoffs this year. I'm so excited for the Eagles. I'm stressed.
I think I'm excited because it's like just so many different teams. It's not the same teams. Like it is and it isn't. Like the Chiefs are the same,
but they're not like the Chiefs like they've been. Like there's not really a clear top dog.
Sunday, wow, it's nice. There's 2 games each day now.
Yeah.
Sunday is Browns, or Saturday tonight or night recording. Browns, Texans, Dolphins, Chiefs.
Yeah.
Sunday is Packers, Cowboys, Rams, Lions.
That's the other one.
Monday is Eagles-Bucs, Steelers-Bills.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I kind of like that better. They balance it out. So, did they say
and each of the games is 4:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So that kind of works out nicely. Wow. So I guess there's going to be a lot of snow in Buffalo then. And we're excited about the playoff matchups, but like snow playoff games, that's going to be fun. We don't know if the Chiefs are necessarily going to get snow, but it's going to be like negative 20 in Kansas City. So we get 2 like cold weather games.
Regardless of what happens with the Eagles, this is going to be an incredible playoff series.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited for these playoffs. The only thing that scares me is we could very, very easily have a Niners-Cowboys NFC Championship, and I would hate that. Just that whole game in general, because I don't want either of those teams to go to the Super Bowl, and that would mean that one of them gets to. So
we just need the Packers to knock off the Cowboys in the first round.
That'd be sweet. Let's go Packers. You got this.
Go Pack.
We're big Packers fans.
Go Pack, go.
Yeah. So, it we'll have to really keep that mindset, especially if the Eagles lose. That just this is a fun playoff bracket. It's fun that there's not a super team. The Chiefs are basically that given their history, but they haven't looked as the same this year. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Go enjoy the playoffs, everybody. Check out our YouTube channel. I posted a video. It's 5 minutes long, just like a quick summary of the wild card round, just for anyone that you know who just kind of like could use a little quick rundown of what's going on for like the casual sports fan. Give them like a baseline knowledge. So share that video with anyone who needs it. Anyone who's like, so what's going on with the playoffs? Like, just send them that video. And that series is called Simplified, and I think I'm going to try to make that into a series of just simplifying things for people, giving like quick overviews of stuff. So yeah.
Also, I got to point this out. I know I'm being a typical Eagles fan by doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. The Eagles' record at the end of the season was 11-6. Correct. Looking at the records of other teams that aren't getting quite as much hate as the Eagles and doubt as the Eagles are the Chiefs and the Bills, both of whom we beat, and both of whom will also have 11-6 records. Also, the Dolphins, who we also beat, have an 11-6 record.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. The Bills have ended their season winning, so I can understand. I can understand that one. Like, the Bills came from a worse record and managed to get to 11-6. So it is crazy. This is like this is the most negative anyone's ever been about a team that's 11-6. Probably.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll probably look back on this season if the Eagles do like go on and do something special in the playoffs. We'll probably look back and be like, yeah, we were too hard on them at the end of the year. Or if they continue to play terribly and lose in the first round, then we'll just be like, wow, that was a crazy collapse. I don't know how that happened, because I wish Eagles fans were a little more positive, because like every time the Eagles post, literally the whole comment section is like, the season's over, we're doomed, this is the end of the world, fire Brian Johnson. I'm like, come on guys, like there's not one optimist among us. Okay, yeah, that one's fair, but like no one is positive at all.
Everybody wants to hire him as a head coach, so we don't even have to fire him.
It's like Jonathan Gannon last year.
It literally is.
Yeah. So
we just need to put together an actual good coaching staff this year.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's bring in Bill Belichick. Bring in Bill Belichick.
The easier said than done, but
and
Bill Belichick, defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about our offensive coordinator?
Mike
Vrabel.
I feel like he's more of a defensive. We'll figure it out. Find some offensive coordinator. They'll find somebody. So yeah, we don't need to be talking about revamping yet, Luke. We still got to focus on this team.
We still have the Super Bowl to win
right now. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not saying Eagles fans have to act like everything's fine, because it's not. But it does bother me that people are. Yeah. There's not one positive thing being said out there. It's just all doom and gloom. I'm like, this could all change very quickly in football. All it takes is one game. So I think that's my motto going into. All it takes is one game.
All it takes is one game.
Yeah.
One game to fame.
That's the title of the episode, probably. Episode 25. One game to fame.
Thank you guys for listening.
You made it through the whole episode without doing a extremely elaborate Baker Mayfield roast. I'm really proud of you.
Is the episode over?
I mean, it's still recording.
Baker. Tonight, not tonight because it's not Monday night. Monday night, you are going to undergo the worst embarrassment of your life. Your child is going to look back on this someday and wish that you weren't his.
Whoa.
Just end the episode.
All right.
End the episode.
See you guys.